1985's Dynasty was the top TV show, and the lowly Bills started their climb to the top of the AFC. Under head coach Stephenson, the Bills finished 2-14 in 1984. For the 1985 draft, they had a stockpile of picks, including the top overall.
I remember distinctly talking to Stephenson, and I said, we can take all these picks and trade them for viable pro players and save our jobs. We all thought one more 2-14 season, it's over. So he said, no, we're not going to do this. Ralph hired us to do the right thing for the franchise, and we're going to exercise these picks. And whether or not we're here to see it through to fruition doesn't matter. We got to do the right thing.
For their first selection, Bill Polian told the Bills front office he was torn between two defensive linemen, Ray Childress of Texas A&M and Bruce Smith of Virginia Tech.
And when I gave my report to Norm Pollum, I said, Bruce is top of the line, but I've got some questions. He had incredible flexibility, incredible first step quickness, incredible athletic ability encased in this over 300-pound body. I was worried about whether or not he could translate that on a 16-game basis to the NFL. I don't have any questions about Ray. And Norm said, listen, here's a valuable lesson. God only makes so many of these people who have this God-given ability and the ability to rush the passer. We have to make this pick.
Okay, with the number one status and with the big contract comes the pressure of trying to help turn around the Buffalo Bills team.
Well, there is a lot of pressure. There's been a lot of pressure for several months. I knew about 2 months prior to the draft that the Bills were going to select me, first player picked in the draft.
The Bills had drafted first overall 3 times previously, with mixed results. With the selection of Smith, even former Bill, ESPN analyst Paul McGuire was skeptical.
George, thinking about something with the Buffalo Bills in this situation, and I am close to it. Well, you've got Bruce Smith, who is here, who is extremely overweight. We saw that. So are we back to the same thing with the Buffalo Bills to find out how their number one draft choices turn out?
The Bills also had the 7th overall pick. They traded down to 14 and took a defensive back.
They can't throw the ball and they can't catch the ball, so they had a shot at Kozar, they pass it up. Had a shot at the best receiver, they pass it up. I don't know how these people think you build a team.
The Bills had drafted Jim Kelly in 1983, but he opted to play in the USFL.
We didn't know at that time whether or not, A, the USFL would succeed. It looked like it might, and we didn't know whether Jim would ever come to us.
In the 3rd round, the Bills drafted a quarterback, Maryland's Frank Wright. And in the 4th round, they grabbed a receiver from Kutztown State, Andre Reed.
We did okay in that draft. 2 Hall of Famers and maybe the best backup quarterback of his generation.
Incredible! What a comeback by the Bills!
They were the building blocks that allowed us to go on and build the team that went to 4 straight Super Bowls, and it proved how prescient Norm Pollum was and how selfless Stephenson was, because he essentially sacrificed his career to do the right thing for the franchise, and it turned out to be 100% right.
Stephenson was fired in 1985 amid another 2-14 campaign. In 1986, the USFL folded, and Buffalo added head coach Marv Levy and quarterback Jim Kelly. 2 other USFL stars were